This one's not a 20-minute diatribe, it's more like 10 to 11.
Samson understands that there are bubbles.
And you
That's
can
about,
eat them.
That's about as far as he goes.
Fascinating. Oh, I've been talking for quite a while. One of you talk about something. You could tell us about, like, homeland or something interesting. Or just something you feel everyone else should know.
Or have a deep conversation about feelings.
Or any party drama that you're just wanting to get off your chest. That was set in character, in case you guys were wondering. Or just emotions that have boiled up under the surface and you wanted to get off your chest as well.
I never have those.
I'm glad Yellow's back.
Me too. Or you could talk about any inner demons that you're currently fighting and can't really deal with right now.
I was gonna look at him and be like, I feel like some of these inquiries are targeted.
Targeted at what?
Just like slowly points at herself.
Oh, so you have something to share. Go.
What? No.
You're with the class, Yala. I wouldn't target a specific person. That sounds rude. But if you have something you want to share, go.
I don't know if it's the best idea.
Wow, what's on your mind?
Yeah, tell us. Say no to peer pressure.
Or say yes to peer pressure.
Yeah.
Say drugs to pizza, say no to yes.
Yay, no to yes.
Eat homework, do drugs.
Yay, drugs to pizza.
And get 8 hours of vegetable.
Yeah. Kel's gonna go get 8 hours of vegetable.
Hey, Ed. You think Miss Sellies saw that meme?
Yeah.
Say drugs to pizza. Oh boy. Yala's been called out.
Nim's like, I'm not targeting you, but say your piece.
I'm not targeting you, Nim says, shoving a microphone.
And then
I'm not targeting you. I'm not targeting you.
Yala quickly reconsidering her choices to wrap up the rapier and go easy.
And then Samson can go next. Then we can eat cake. Probably.
I don't know if this is a before cake discussion.
What kind of conversation can't you have before cake?
This one?
Did somebody die?
Are you not
Not
allowed
that I
to
know
talk
of.
to dead people about dead people before cake?
No, usually you do that after cake.
Oh. There's a lot of rules about cake.
So it's the one who taught her that you have to flip people off in poker.
Yes.
And is
because
agreeing.
Yes, because it was funny.
Yeah, but now it's really funny if every time we finish a cake, Samson's like, so dead people.
I'm not saying that won't happen. Man, I can't wait for this little owl bear. He's gonna be so cute.
Or she.
Or she. Either or.
Have you thought of a name?
Or she.
No. Simpson's going to actually pull out his notebook and flip over to the page where he's got like a list of names.
I haven't thought of a name, but I have a list of names.
Yeah.
I've thought of some, but I haven't decided on one.
Pick the 17th.
Didn't you already talk about this?
Yes.
Yeah.
But at the
guess-
time-
Paolo doesn't know that, but.
At the time, he didn't have names, though, but now he actually has names. I mean, Rebel, not Samson.
Sneaky.
Yes, I do things independent of my character.
Spooky.
Hmm.
Couldn't be me.
I bet.
Me and my characters are always perfectly aligned.
Yup. Perfectly aligned.
Perfectly aligned.
What's the 17th name?
Huh.
Nim Jr. Snowdrop 2.0.
The 17th name is Amka.
17. Oh. And Simpson's gonna look over at the egg. What the egg look like again?
What the egg do?
What the egg doing?
It's got a very deep purple base, and there's big patterns on the side of it that almost look like eyes.
Also purple?
No, bright yellow. A sunbursty yellow.
Hmm.
Omelet yellow.
The owl bear's name, Omelette du Fromage, the first.
Hmm.
No, it's just omelet. Samson is the du fromage.
Simpson,
Cheese man.
but with cheese.
Cheese man.
Royale with cheese.
Yeah,
Cheese man.
Cheese man.
Cheese man.
Yep. No men with cheese, thank you.
I don't know. I feel like this one will work. It's not bad, but I think I still need to wait to see what it looks like first.
Alright.
So I'll put a little mark next to that as Simpson writes, like, draws a little mark next to it. Oh, Cal, I never got your input. Do you have any idea what would make a nice name for this owlbear?
Her ear kind of turns toward him, but she doesn't. She's just like, I'm not sure.
I'm not speaking you.
Well, that's fine. It's a little on the spot. If you come up with something good, let me know.
Alright.
So, Nim, what is usually the kind of talk people have before cake?
How much money they have.
Well, it
Their
depends
riches, what their servants are up to.
Well, it depends
I don't
on
care what their
who you're-
servants are up to.
It depends
might.
on why you're having the cake. Like, if you're going out with a friend, it's usually to catch up. If you're going out with someone for, like,
Catch up with your friends over 7-tiered cake.
Yeah, it's called a party. Of 2. Anyway. Or if it's like a business proposal, you maybe wouldn't have cake, but it depends. Maybe that's the dessert. You'd have like a personal slice. Or at some event, you talk about the event. So it depends on the situation. You just wouldn't talk about things you don't want to hear while you're eating cake. So if it's something that personally disgusts you, you wouldn't talk about it over cake.
Ah, so not talking about Samson over cake.
Yeah.
At least not for Kiala.
Why do you ask?
Well, it seems we're hurting for things to talk about till cake shows up.
Hold on, I have a list. What were you guys' schools like? And what assumptions do you make about everyone else's school?
I mean, Vaude was kind of a... it was a nice looking place. Had like a little town outside of it. Where people worked and lived and all that. The students were alright. Some of them were really annoying.
Yeah, there's
You
one
know-
called Merrymaker.
You know, there was a whole group of students who did nothing else but try and copy me.
How can they copy someone who never did any work?
Not like copy my schoolwork, but like copy my look, copy my fighting style, do things the way I do them. It was weird. They were weird. But as far as your guys' schools, I had an idea at first, but frankly now I don't have a clue. But Nim, could we see your school at all from anywhere we were in, when we were in Glotnia?
No, too many tall buildings. Well,
Oh.
actually, no. Lordo. Yes or no?
No.
Yeah, and what Nim said.
Hmm. I don't know. Was your school like everywhere else in that town?
What do you mean?
Well, it seemed all like rich and put together. Had a lot of I don't know. Seems like there was a lot of money put into making everything look good.
I mean, probably. That school has a lot of history to it. So people are often donating time and money to it.
Mm.
You know the histories of other schools?
No.
I'm trying to decide if this is something Nim would have looked up.
She's a nerd.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because they were mentioned in the letter, and we had time to prepare.
Nim did her research.
Hey, Mr. DM, can I roll history to see if Nim studied this?
Yes.
Okay. No.
Nope.
Oh.
No is the answer. No, I just know my own.
I see.
Should I have looked up other schools?
I don't think it's required.
Mm.
Certainly not what they were in the past.
Yeah, VODs don't really interest me, I'll be honest.
What about your school, Hot Yellow?
It's a bit of a strange place. Most of the people who show up are from somewhere nearby. Those who aren't tend to not last quite as long, but some do. Not sure where they go afterwards, though. They're trained for mountain survival, and frankly, it's not incredibly profitable for them, most likely, to be explorers of that type of area.
What do you mean? There are tons of things that can only be found in your home country.
They don't tend to be things that would sell for large amounts of money, like the clothing you dress yourself in or those stones you carry around.
I see. I almost said you need to get better marketing.
Cotton's branding is off.
Cotton's branding is wiggity whack.
They need some viral TikToks to go out.
This branding is so totally not poggers. We gotta make some good TikToks, some good flossing TikToks for Katma. I almost said Pogma.
Pogma. To rename Mount Katma to Pogma.
Well, I mean, we've got weird moon names. We might as well.
Sugma, Pogma.
Sugma and Ligma. Sigma and Ligma are in orbit over the zenith of Pogma.
Wow.
Mm. You know, speaking of history, I wonder if anything those people I helped out, led to anything really cool.
Did you never ask?
Nah, wasn't my business to know. They just paid me to keep them alive. And they did all the research. I got them out, and I got my money.
Well, I'm sure they must have found something worthwhile.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the whole reason why anyone goes diving into those things anymore. You know, I wonder if it, like, meant anything. Or is it just a bunch of nonsense? It didn't help no one, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of stuff in Voracis, we've learned from looking to whoever was there before.
Look to the past as we head towards the future.
To reclaim the digital world.
With faith in ourselves. Trust in each
And
other.
trust in Ligma.
We live by the lessons we learn. It's all for the rich and none for the poor. What a beautiful, wonderful society. My bones hurt.
Fix.
I don't know
Yeah.
how. I'm breaking. I'm dying.
Get new ones.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you offering a donation?
I can go kill someone if you need.
No, just take some from Shay.
Those are Shay's.
I was
Yeah,
like,
but she doesn't need all of them.
She
How do you
does.
know?
Because.
Nah,
I
her
rest my
bones are
case.
sleep immune.
I could use
Yeah,
that right
let's
now.
go with that.
Huh?
Oh,
Yeah,
man. I'm a yawny boy.
No yawning!
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said no yawning.
Wow, you
So,
were...
I assume we just chat about everyone's schools for a bit until Zantex comes back.
Yeah. Samson's
Unless
gonna
Kelly wants to
gesture...
rip off the emotional band-aid.
Ha!
No, she wants to leave it until it's a festering gangrenous wound of
She'll
emotion.
bring it up. It'll be fine.
Samson, at some point during the conversation, will gesture at Nim if he can pet Snowdrop.
Yeah. And then we'll hand over Snowdrop.
And Samson will pet Snowdrop. And while Samson pets Snowdrop, he also wants to collect some of the sand off him.
Ulterior motives.
Roll for sand collection. I don't remember what it was last time.
Do you think it'd be sleight of hand or animal handling?
Sleight of animal handling.
So both.
Slight handling of animals.
It wasn't a real answer.
I rolled anyway.
Yay! 17 grains of sand.
Nah, you collect a little vial of sand off of them. About a gram's worth. Snowdrop enjoys the brushing.
He's like a teddy bear demon.
He's like a teddy bear demon?
Yes.
Where'd you get the demon from?
Yeah!
Speaking of demons, what are Rugsley and Pugsley doing?
Ruggin and Puggin.
Oh.
They've just been in the bedroom.
Hmm.
Where did you get the demon from?
Huh? It's a thing from a show.
Oh.
Things from shows. We can't bring that up.
Gross.
We'll get
But they're so
sued.
cute. And they look like this.
What looks like who? Oh, the teddy bear demons!
Teddy bear demons.
Teddy demons! I dab boop. I boop on those. Boop!
They're little pudgy babies. And they love to get brushed.
Mm-hmm.
Love to have the stuffing come out of them. So 4 o'clock rolls on by, and at about 4:20, 4:30.
Dank.
420!
Yeah, 4:20
Yeah,
blade!
Weed cake, weed cake, weed cake.
You hear a snap of the fingers, and Zanzibar's just got a big, like, 3-foot tall box on one of his arms.
I almost said, is it a puppy?
Yes.
Stupid ass.
There's a puppy standing on its hind legs.
Could be a big dog, like a Great Dane.
He's just got a little, like...
Still have to be longer than it, or taller than it is long.
He's got, like, little flour marks on his cheeks, little bits of batter just stuck on his eyebrows.
Maybe
Finally
the
done!
washing thing.
He just walks over to Nim and just sets the box down.
I almost said, with what? Ah, wrong character.
Whoops.
Alright,
What
Chris-
flavor did you make it?
What?
What flavor did you make it?
Baked beans.
Oh my god.
That would be so fun.
He opens it up and it just starts going.
Flavor? You think I made one flavor of cake?
I don't know what you made, that's why I asked.
I reached into the past as he lifts his hand and undoes the bow holding the box together. And the box opens up and folds flat as you see 7 perfectly arranged square tiers in a, not quite a ziggurat, but in that same style of, it's tall, but you know, each tier is a perfect square up to a shorter tier. But it's not as
A
wide.
Zanzibar.
Yeah, it's not as wide as a ziggurat. It's like wedding cake style, but square.
We don't eat square cake in this house. Knocks over cake, I'm kidding.
Oh, she fucking knocked over that cake. That'd be the end of her life.
Kiela does the cat thing and just starts slowly pushing it towards the edge.
And then Nim slides under it like Shaggy. It just like
Just eats it.
Yeah.
What?
Samson, look at your 2 new teammates.
Shally Dabby Doo! Shally Dabby Doo!
Yay.
Tabaxi Daxi Doo.
Wow.
I have many sneezes today. Help! Jade, help me.
Why?
Just don't sneeze.
I'm dying. I'm dying.
Part of me wants to have Kiela just like take some frosting off the side and eat it.
Anyway. It's a sponge cake made with nuts. The inner filling is made with coffee and the rest of it is made with chocolate. With a fruit glaze to go over it. Enjoy.
Chocolate.
These kind of cakes were called chateaus. Why I know that? Don't bother asking.
Is
Because
it
you're
frosted?
With a fruit glaze, yeah.
Well, it's glazed, not frosted.
Well, I figured you were asking less about frosting specifically and more of if it was topped with something.
No, because I was gonna have Kiela take one of the like little dabs that ends up around the bottom. But if it's
Dab.
glazed, that's not really. Yeah, Kiela dabs instead, knocking over the cake in the process.
And goes to take a piece and Wild Surge's Fireball. Not
So,
to
yeah.
mitigate his work, it's just that'd be really funny.
Kiela will look to Nim and be like, "How do you cut these?"
Nim looks to Zanzibar.
He kind of just cocks an eyebrow at you. For all you know about cake, you wouldn't figure that you should just work your way from the top and the bottom.
I'm not the one who cuts the cakes.
His eyebrow lowers, and he just rolls his eyes. Of course you're not. You just cut little squares, and you work from the top and down to the bottom.
Also, he set this on the counter, and it's 3 feet high, and it was not tall enough to reach.
I just imagine he tells her to start from the top and she just kind of looks up.
She just reaches her little fingers like, I can't reach.
Just start stabbing trying to cut because she can't actually see.
We should start from the middle and do sleight of hand to see if we can pull out one tier without the whole cake falling down.
Jenga! 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 Jenga!
Can we Jenga the cake?
No.
Damn.
Man, I was told you could do anything in D&D.
We can pants the assassin, but we can't Jenga the cake.
That's Anima.
True.
Anima would let us Jenga the cake. It would even have a whole mechanic for it that was somehow racist.
Wow,
But all of
Jade,
those
I didn't
things are
realize you were
correct.
I didn't realize you were such an anima enthusiast. Maybe I should make
Definitely.
your character sheet an anima sheet, so you can feel more at home. Alright, you have 20 million development points.
Cool.
Spend
Can I
them
get that too?
appropriately.
I feel like then you could just do everything.
Yay.
Can I get that too?
No.
Oh.
You haven't sipped over anima
Yeah,
enough.
Kiala rolls Anima D100s and everyone else in the world's still rolling 20s. It's like, alright, roll initiative, Kiala. I rolled 107.
Yala gets several turns before everyone else does.
Yeah.
But you know, Zanzibar will just manifest some knives to his hands, and he'll just start cutting the cake.
Yay.
Nim, of course, gets first piece.
We all pull out plates.
Cake is served.
Yay.
Nom, nom, nom.
Now it's time for Yala to dish out her heart.
A crumb on the room cake.
I want cake too.
It's filling the hole in my soul that Samson left.
I'm just gonna say, Nim's eating 2 entire tiers.
Fucking how?
Powerful.
Well, they're smaller as they go to the top.
I'm gonna give you an actual weight. Have to actually manage your weight.
Smiley face!
Yeah, it's gonna start turning into a frowny face soon.
Yeah, see, Shay gets
But
the
also, she
idea.
can appear however she wants, so who cares?
Really, she's just a absolute porker. She's like 500 pounds.
She stores all her weight in her buns, and those are removable, so it's fine.
Exactly. The buns also eat a slice.
You said buns, but I literally wasn't thinking about Nim actually having buns.
Oh no.
I thought you just were saying all the weight goes to her ass.
Yeah,
No.
I figured that's what you thought.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yep, we figured that's what you were thinking.
Oh, hush you. Sit down, oh Mr. Holier Than Thou.
So Nim is enjoying cake.
Okay.
Samson will have a piece.
And of course Zanzibar is just chilling and having some. He made it after all. In Tybalt.
Num.
Oh.
Num.
Yum. Mm. What did you say was in this again?
Ligma. It's a berry.
I can't even remember what the analog for coffee was on TOZ. But
I thought it was just coffee.
Yeah, but spelled weird.
Spelled like the website. Hey,
coffee.
please donate to my coffee.
Yeah, but that it's
It's coffee, fruit, nut, and chocolate.
it's coffee, chocolate.
He just was like, you know what? All of them.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be a Chateau au Frais. Or however it's actually pronounced. Which is just an almond flour sponge cake filled with coffee and chocolate.
Damn, I'm gonna need one of those for me.
With a fruit syrup icing. Or a fruit syrup. A fruit covered with fruit syrup. Or icing. He went for the fruit syrup. Now I want cake. Damn it, Nim. So who does what and what happens now?
Nib eats a lot of cake. No, like a lady.
Yellow watches Nim eat a lot of cake.
She holds her finger out while she shovels cake into her mouth.
Nim does not shovel cake into her mouth.
Pinky out!
Nim pulls out her 7 forks of descending size. By the last bite, she's using a really tiny fork to pick the crumbs off of her plate.
They just float behind her head like a glint blade phalanx.
She like glint blade phalanxes a bunch of mage hands that all have forks. They just start working like a fucking windmill where they're all just shoveling a scoop at a time. Yeah, just
I'll be right back, but you guys continue riffing.
Now we can talk about dead people.
Continue.
in this cake.
I wonder how many people died to make this cake.
How long does Yella watch Nim eat cake?
The time that Yella is not also eating cake.
How quickly does Nim eat? Not quick at all. This is gonna take a second.
Let's see how many pieces Yella eats. 2.
How fast does Nim and Samson, not Nim, Yella and Samson eat cake?
Normal speed.
Yeah.
So like on the bell curve of eating cake speeds, somewhere near the middle.
There's the I inhaled this cake, and then there's the I took my time with this cake, and then it's I
Neither of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Yella just appears to be thinking about other things. Besides the cake she's eating. She's also probably doing some slightly weird stuff, like picking out a nut, eating it, and then eating a bite of cake, and then picking out a nut and eating it, and like... She's just like a hop.
Why are you eating it like that? Do you not like them together?
Huh? Oh. I don't know. I didn't even realize I was doing it. You seem to have a very particular way of eating yours.
Oh, how so? It's called a lot.
Y'all's just like... I don't know, it just... You seem... focused on exactly how you're moving around and altering it.
Well, I don't want it to get on my clothes, and I'm not just gonna wolf down the cake.
Why not? There's lots of it.
I blue screen when you go, why don't you wolf it down? I'm like, I don't.
Because I'm a lady, that's why.
Is like what I'm trying not to say?
Not some tabaxi.
No.
Yeah, not some filth from the mountains.
What were you, raised in the mountains?
Well, if I wolf it down, I can't savor it.
Sure you can. There's still a steady stream of it entering your mouth. Kiala grabs a third piece and demonstrates. Like a long third piece that just goes on. And then she licks her fingers off.
That was quite a bite.
You do it too, Samson.
Samson's going to look at Nim, and then down at like the piece of cake he's looking at, like he still has,
Yeah.
and looks at Nim again. Like,
Looks expectantly.
Sure, why not? And then he'll cut himself a similar sized piece. And go like, wah, 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 and start choking like halfway through, like, oh, oh, oh man.
Are you okay?
Yep, I'm good. I've never done that before.
Slide you a glass of water.
He'll have the water, and then, like, after a second catch his breath, and then continue rushing back through the piece of cake. but finish it this time. It's like, oh, that was, wow. It was a good cake, though. I'm
So,
a little surprised how much I like it.
That's good to hear.
As Zanzibar pops another, like, 1 inch by 1 inch square in his mouth.
I'm glad you're so happy about it. I know you've been looking forward to this cake.
I like cake.
We know.
So, y'all are hating Samson's guts.
We're eating still, kind of.
Now that we're done eating, Samson, I wish you would die.
It's that it's the one vine that's like, let's all say something a little bit about ourselves. I'll go first. I hate you.
I don't appreciate that you make reckless choices and then expect us to just be okay with it, okay?
Once Kiala's finished, she'll set down stuff she was eating with. And she looks at him and is like, you can clean the plates, right? With your magic stuff?
Mm-hmm. Nim says it's like a mouthful of cake. And cleans you guys' plates if you're done.
Yeah, I think I'm good. Zanzibar, you said there was that coffee stuff in it, right?
Yes.
Is that a thing from Zanzibar? 'Cause I remember Lawrence drinking that when we met him back in one of the towns.
No.
Oh.
Technically, it's a thing from nowhere.
Oh?
Delicious. I love eating the abyss.
It got its name. It got its name because it was something I was looking for. I was looking for an equivalent of something that no longer existed. When I found the right thing, well, it eventually caught on. A number of things end up happening like that. It's the same reason swords are called swords, guns are guns. The side effect of interacting with people and creatures that don't know what it used to exist is they pick up on it. Same way a child learns to speak their native language from their parent.
You guys learned from your parents.
Yes, Nim, we get it.
It's
Your
kind of
parents
a...
suck.
It's one of those things. You see something... A social creature sees something that they recognize as another social creature doing something that they don't do. They mirror the action, behavior, or the knowledge, and thus they obtain it.
Like family. What?
What funny?
Nothing.
We're having a side conversation.
What? Oh no, this is about what y'all are talking about.
Well then share with
If
the
you
class.
don't know, then I'm not gonna bring it up at the moment.
Why? What's the interesting thing to you?
Me?
No, not you.
Not you, you. No, not you, me.
Not you?
Yeah.
Who's you?
Hakusho.
Yo.
Oh, come on, Ed. That was pretty good. Okay, I see how it is.
It was okay.
I mean, you usually laugh a ton when we say the same thing at the same time.
True.
So yeah, he asked Samson why he's so interested.
I don't know, I just never seen it before. Well, before I come here. I was wondering if it was common or not.
Fairly. Among the developed areas. Honestly, your socioeconomic rung is probably the reason why you never heard of it.
Simpson's just gonna blink a few times.
Veresis. The rich hold things to themselves, the rest of everyone, you included, don't. Get it?
Oh. God, I hate when that happens.
It is awful. And he'll just pop another piece of cake in his mouth.
So fire.
Is hot, burns things. What about it?
Makes cake.
It made cake. magic.
What?
Teaching him fire magic.
She's asking him to teach her right this second?
I assume everyone else has finished their cake except Nim.
Well, Zanzibar is also the only other one eating cake, if Samson has stopped.
Yeah. Samson would have finished up his big piece. And
And suddenly not wanted to eat more. For some
Yeah.
strange reason.
But yeah, no, it'll just be like, after cake. Oh.
Just let me know when Nim finishes off that second tier, so.
Who does what?
I assume they wait for the freaks to stop eating cake.
Yeah, I mean, there was a second there. Hyala was gonna excuse herself and leave, but it didn't happen.
And then Samson's probably just gonna like open back up his journal and start looking more at like these names for Owlbear. Owl Bob.
Owl babe.
Yeah.
Hyala might get curious and like peek over at the names.
He's doing that thing that someone like Samson would do, where he's like leaning back on a chair that's not really good at leaning back, and just sort of balancing himself with like his leg.
Leaning
Yeah, I'll
back
push him.
on a stool.
Yeah, where the stool's like sort of just balancing.
Teetering on the brink of embarrassment.
It would be a shame if someone flicked their tail a bit too hard.
What's his handwriting like?
Samson's?
Yeah. Is it legible from an awkward angle off to the side?
Yeah, it's decently legible. It's actually not as bad as you would expect from someone like Samson.
I mean, it can't be worse than Rooney's, so...
Yeah, no, it's almost a little bit like that sort of like cursive print.
Ah, he's an educated boy.
Nerd.
Well, it's because Elvish is his second language, so he'd
Double
probably have
nerd.
he'd probably have like, you know, put some of like the Elvish, like an Elvish script spin on his common. You know?
Sounds like, huh, that sure exists. Wow, you write like a girl.
That's hot.
And you hold your emotions like a guy, which are both.
And then Yala explodes with emotions.
And Samson writes like a man.
Samson becomes a Chad. And Yala becomes Nim.
Yala explodes into an emotional tirade, and Samson's chin just grows 3 sizes while they're sitting there. Right. Emotions. Those things you have. The diary in his hand.
Next time we all get polymorphed, instead of switching species, we just switch stereotypes.
Yala's just going off on a tirade at him, and the diary in his hand and the pen just turned into a stone slab and a chisel. Right. Emotions. Yes.
And then, when I was a kid,
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Could you try crying less?
Ugh, can you stop that thing you're doing with your face? Those are
No.
tears. Make it stop.
Why can't we all just be friends?
Okay, this is now getting too weird.
Oh god, no.
of course we can be friends. I love you, Zanzibar.
I love you, Yala.
Burn it to the ground.
And Samson looks up at this gigantic buff man. What do you think about this Nim?
Whoa.
Nim has become Mingus.
And all Nim does is open her mouth slowly. Hey.
No, I'm trying to figure out what opposite Nim would aside from just being rude.
It's the evil edgy Nim.
Giant Nim opens up and takes a big bite out of some black licorice.
Hates sweets.
I was thinking just takes a bite out of like a salt lick or something.
Crunch.
Takes like a tin of ground coffee and just starts chewing on it.
How do we hide our emotions? With our muscles. And how do we hide our emotions? With we get bigger muscles.
Yay, bigger muscles. So that's what Yala's doing.
What's actually happening in the campaign, aside from this weird Yala hugging Zanzibar, Nim eating fucking coffee grounds?
This Silent Hail nightmare situation.
Yala is looking at a book.
Samson's book, to be precise.
Samson's diary.
Diary, to be precise.
Journal.
Of names.
We've already proved that it's a diary.
You proved nothing.
Are there any names Yala would like?
If you're asking me to make a list of something, anything in existence, and point out what Yala would like, I think I would rather go on a quest to find the One Piece.
Let's do it.
Do you actually have a list of names?
Yes, with Shay's help, I do.
Then it is up
That
to
is
you.
the list of things that is
What-
being questioned.
Yeah.
Because Yala's now reading Samson's diary too. This
Damn.
book has no privacy settings on it.
Yeah, homie has no fucking privacy with these two who refuse to show an ounce. Oh,
Okay,
The Samson's
in
gotta
Yala's
get that-
defense, she's looking at a list of names, not your innermost thoughts.
Samson's gotta get himself that
True.
voice activated diary.
My smart diary.
Yeah, the thing from like the mid 2000s. Unicorns. Keep that in
My
mind,
brother
little
will never
brothers.
figure it out.
Unicorn.
He's gotta get one of those password protected diaries that's got voice recognition.
Nim can read minds. That doesn't matter.
I would, normally I'd slam a bad idea, but in this case, you just so happen to be right because she's a changeling. She can change her voice.
Yep.
Woo!
So, in that rare turn of events, you are 100% right. Kudos.
I'm often right. I just often say silly things.
No hiccups. Illegal. Not lying.
So, Samson's list. Go over it.
God, now we have to go find it.
I mean, you don't have to do it right this second.
I'll get it in a written form somewhere.
Yeah, because she wouldn't comment on it right now, because she's, like, 50 to 70% not talking to you. Except for when she is.
It's more like 99 at this point.
She's exchanged words and listened to things you said.
Jealous being a tsundere. What else?
You've met a tsundere. Now get ready for a girl who just genuinely doesn't like you.
Wow, I haven't heard that meme in forever.
Listen, it has to. Sometimes you just gotta reference the classics.
It is a good one.
Yeah, the classics.
Yeah, boss, you gotta reference the classic.
Classics? Oh, whoa.
No.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Huh. So is all the cake finished?
Hell no.
Not like all the cake that exists is gone. I mean, like, is everyone done consuming it actively?
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like...
Maybe Zanzibar is still just eating the cake.
Still? Goddamn, how slow do these hoes eat?
How what?
That's you. Your
How
hose.
slow do these hoes eat?
There's a lot of cake. Speed isn't the issue here.
Well, you can stop eating it.
You're asking Nim to stop eating sweets? And
I just wanted
Mostly
to eat smaller
Zanzibar.
tiers.
why should he have to stop eating sweets?
So Hyala can talk.
You can talk. Oh,
She's
yeah.
not gonna talk while he's in the room.
Mhm.
She was gonna ask for some privacy and like, but not if he's in the middle of eating a slice of cake. Even Hyala wouldn't do that.
Yeah, she.
Why don't you just take Samson upstairs or outside?
Oh, 'cause Nim has to be here.
I do.
Why does Nim have to be
Yes.
here?
She doesn't have to, but
Go
Including
watch
them.
Samson.
Samson doesn't have to be here either.
Hmm?
Hyala's just gonna scream her feelings into a void, and then put that void in a box.
I can't believe you would call Nim a void.
No. She's gonna send everyone out of the room and just be like, well, you see, the way that I feel is...
Mm-hmm.
You're a fucking idiot, and I hate you. I wish you'd die. How could you,
You know,
give me
like, yeah.
blood?
Yeah, but
You know,
Nim
like,
will stop. Nim is done with cake.
Yeah, I'd say after, at about like 45 minutes after starting, so like 5:20 or some shish.
Wow. We had cake for dinner.
The, the cake will be like finished, and then we'll.
Knowing Zanzibar, he's probably like, I have to put nutrients in this thing, or else that girl's going to die.
Yeah, but cake will be finished, and Zanzibar will have like the last piece, the last little crumb. Imagine him sitting there.
Cake.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Him and Nim basically ate like 35% of the cake each.
Nim only ate 2 tiers. I specified. The 2 smallest tiers is what Nim ate.
The 2 smallest tiers?
Yeah.
You couldn't have eaten the 2 smallest tiers because we all started from
Yeah.
the same parts.
That is true.
I thought
Unless
you
you
started
just-
at the top.
Yes.
Which would
Where the
be
small
where the 2
tiers are.
smallest tiers are.
Shay, we all started at the top.
I'm aware.
So you could not have eaten the smallest, which was at the top, if we have all started at the smallest.
No, I'm just
Which is at
discounting the
the
top one.
You just
But
ate
the
the whole
second tier
top.
weighs less than. The second tier is heavier than the first tier.
But first tiers are heavier than second tiers. No, but see, this one's smaller. I don't understand. They
It's
weigh
all
the
cake,
same.
so it all weighs the same.
They weigh the same.
No, but you see, there's more of this one. No, but it's all cake.
But it's cake. Cake is heavier than conscience.
Whoa.
Fair enough. Then we'll say there's like half the cake left. Happy?
Wow. So I'm
Mhm.
gonna stick a preservation tag on it.
Not Nim.
What do you do with the rest of it?
Eat it at a later date and time.
Yeah, I guess we can stick a tag on it, and Samson's gonna pull out a ration tag.
Zanzibar's just gonna give him a death glare.
What?
You are not shoving one of those tags into my patisserie work.
You'd rather have it dry out?
No, I'd rather put an incantation on it. And he just starts whirling his finger in the air, making little symbols. And you see a little, like, pyramid
Samson's
of
gonna try and copy him.
a pyramid of magic just kind of lift up and click at the top.
He wrapped it in magic plastic.
Basically, he wrapped it in magic wrap.
So what happens if you eat it right now?
I cast Saran wrap.
I cast Saran.
That's saran wrap.
I cast the wrapping of Saran.
You'd have to upcast it with this much cake.
I'm Zanzibar.
We know.
Unfortunately.
My
Say
first
it
It
every
reminds
2
me.
minutes.
My first incantation, the wrapping of Saran, and then for extra protection, I will place upon it Reynolds wrap. Why do they actually sound like spells?
Because, you see, that's the secret to capitalism, is everything just sounds magical and bullshit.
Yay!
Except I can't believe it's not butter. It sounds very down to earth and realistic.
No, you see, that's an illusion spell. It's there to take you off guard.
Land o' Lakes.
Yeah, it turns all the land into lakes.
But you know, now the cake is incanted. Encantoed.
Encanto?
Um,
Well, it's after cake. Time for you to learn pyromancy.
Have
Outside.
fun.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
debating whether or not hell is just gonna follow.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Casual person.
You're gonna sit there until you talk about your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Zanzibar will start moving out.